SchoolFreeware's Free Pascal Program Tutorials. Tutorial 1. Getting Started. This new tutorial series replaces the Free Pascal tutorial series. This new tutorial series includes more examples and topics to better meet the educational requirements of students and teachers working with Pascal. There are two Free Pascal Lazarus tutorial series available at SchoolFreeware at the time of this video. This one is the Program series, which works with the command line interface, and the other is the App series, which makes GUI or window type applications. The code used within this tutorial series can be downloaded at SchoolFreeware.com. This series will use the Free Pascal Compiler version 2.4.2 and the Lazarus IDE version 9.30, 32-bit edition. The Lazarus IDE with the Free Pascal Compiler works with Windows, Mac, and Linux. It is similar to Turbo Pascal and Delphi. Lazarus with the Free Pascal Compiler is a free download at lazarus.freepascal.org. This is the Lazarus IDE, and it automatically starts off with a Windows type application ready for programming. However, we are going to use the program part of Lazarus, so I'll just go to File, New, and I'll select Program here. Click OK, and now we're ready to start programming using the command line interface. What you have here is the source editor. The source editor is where you would put your code. If the source editor happens to be closed, you can always bring it back by going to View, Source Editor. Automatically, Lazarus has placed in some code for us, and we are not going to make any modifications to this code that Lazarus has put in. Towards the bottom, you'll find Begin and End, and this is where we're going to put our code for our first program. I'll start by writing to the screen, right line, and then open parentheses, a single quote, and I'll tell the computer to print, this is the first program. Another single quote, close parentheses, and semicolon. Alright, anything within the single quotes is a string, as you see here, and the computer will write to the screen verbatim whatever is within the single quotes. So I'll go ahead and run. The project is successfully built, and execution is stopped immediately. So what has happened here is the computer wrote this line to the screen and then immediately closed the window. So what I have to do is tell the computer to stop, so that way I can see what's going on. So I'll use the command readline. So the computer will pause until an enter key has been pressed. So I'll go ahead and run. Alright, we got this is the first program. Press enter and the program now stops. What I like to do is place a couple of right lines so I can make a few spaces. And I'll have right line, press enter to quit. If you're on a Macintosh, you can have press return to quit. So now I'll go ahead and run. The computer is paused, waiting for the enter to be pressed. Alright, I'm going to make a little modification to this program. I'm going to write another line. Right line. This is another line. Okay, I'll go ahead and run. Now we have two lines of text up there at the top. If I were to make modifications to the program, instead of using write line, I'll use the command write. What will happen is this command here, write, will simply write verbatim whatever's within the single quotes and will not make a new line. So when I go ahead and run this, we find that the two lines are actually smashed together because I told the computer not to make a new line. So I'll go ahead now and change it back. Run once more. Everything looks good. Okay, I'll go ahead and save this program, and then I'll go ahead and build it. So I'll go to File, and I'll go to Save, and I'll place on the desktop a new folder. You can put your folder wherever you wish. I'll just call this new folder FPPROGT1 for Free Pascal Program Tutorial 1. And I'll go inside that folder, and I'll call the project file FPPROGT1, and I'll go ahead and save. Okay, on the desktop, here we have two files. Both are type Lazarus project information. If I right mouse click on the first one and go to Properties, I find that this one has the extension LPI. And if I were to open up with Notepad, this is the XML for this program within Lazarus. I don't want to mess with the XML. The other file, Properties, find that this is an LPR file. And if I were to open up this with Notepad, I'll find that this is the actual code that we just got done working with. Okay, now that the program is saved, I'd like to go ahead and build it. So I'm going to go back into Lazarus. I'm going to go into Run, and I'm just going to go to Build. My message says that project 1 has been successfully built. And here we should find the application file. Here it is. And this is the executable that we just got done building. If I were to double click, there's our program. This application is standalone. So if I were to put it on the desktop, I can run it straight from the desktop or any other place on the computer. And there is the executable. For the next tutorial, we'll work with some mathematics.